There are a lot of headlines, honestly. And because, which one do you think we should start with? I mean, what's your initial reaction to the headline that you were particularly excited over?
It's not like being excited, but it's in anticipation. Everybody's been anticipating and asking the question, why is this guy just
getting away with what he's doing?
He's just left there and he's just causing harm, doing what he's doing. And I'll ask this question. I always ask people, are you guys not thinking, right? Like being rational in your thinking. Somebody is causing mayhem, saying all sort of things, inflicting pain on your people. And some other people who are your people are sponsoring this infliction of pain, very excruciating pain, putting you in fear because it promises you to give you what could actually be diplomatically conversed about, right? But we want to take it by force. So we want to take it by war, because apparently that's what it is, right? Because you calling out and having your foot soldiers go around marauding, putting fear in people. I'm like asking my Igbo brothers and sisters, and you guys are not rationally thinking about what this guy is doing. Like, some people who support, the supporters of this guy, I'm like, are you guys like normal? Are you guys human?
I think for me, the craziest thing, or one of the craziest things for me, is the fact that he's not here. Somebody is all the way in Finland and is making really like tough decisions, telling you we're going to do this. I remember when Statcom started in 2021, and at first it was due to the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested and all of that. So, we should sit at home in the Southeast as a silent protest, to protest for him and, to show that, we're serious about, especially we're not going to lie and come out and say that, what he is facing is a bit unfair, because he's not the only person that's been calling for
like
a particular
other ones
sector.
They were arrested, incarcerated, and released.
Yes, and released, but we've seen him back and forth for years now, which has really begged the question. And so the cause has always been good, but the fact that someone who is not even in Nigeria has hijacked this for a long period of time, people have even been donating to it and all of that, and you are not even in Nigeria to see the extent at which the thing you are calling out. Sometimes you hear some of the statements he makes and how, a lot of stuff, authoritative.
The Prime Minister.
Do you understand? Yeah. It's really, really crazy. Mr. Nelson, are you on the call now?
Yes, I'm here with you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. How are you doing?
How are you doing? You're looking beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
We're having a conversation. We read a couple of headlines, and the major one is about the arrest of Simon Ekpa in Finland. And I want to know your initial reaction to it. What do you think? What do you make out of the situation?
Yeah, actually, I've been following up Simon Ekpa's press releases, statement, utterances, and that one is happening in Finland, where the guy is staying. But we need to ask our question: who are the people in Nigeria that are responding to all those statements, to his press releases, to his sit-at-home issues? Because we need to find out. Because not that he is far away in Finland, issuing a statement, making an utterances, and here in Nigeria, people are responding to it. Because I've raised this type of concern before. Some people call for sit at home. We said we don't know who called for sit at home. People will still sit at home. Those people who refuse to observe that sit at home goes out, then they will be attacked. So I think that the Nigerian government have also failed on the area, because they will find out who are the people that are the foot soldiers that is the same man Ekpa has in Nigeria, that are responding to all these threats, to all this is a sit at home, and all the issues that are really happening. He's just doing a media campaign far away from Finland, while people here in Nigeria are responding to it. So, and if you're telling him for terrorism, that particular crime was not done in Nigeria. He is now far away in Finland, making a statement, doing a media campaign here in Nigeria. So those are going to charge, especially, are people who are people that are in Nigeria that are perfecting all the whole instructions, all the whole media briefing, all the whole insecurity that is happening in the southeast. And that is the way the government have really fed. So if you're charging him for terrorism, for helping and abetting violence in the southeast, I mean, they have to go far to a strong legal interpretations for them to prove their point. Because I am so much worried. I'm so much worried of after what happened in the southeast, when he will be far away from Finland, he give an order, and some people here in Nigeria will observe it, who are their foot soldiers.
So I want to ask, do you support his, a lot of people have been calling for his extradition back to Nigeria, and even a couple of headlines, I think DHQ, a lot of people want him to come back to Nigeria to face justice. Are you in support of that, or do you think that the Finnish authority can handle it?
There's an international law that really guides about extraditions, and it has to be looked into. If actually what he has committed has breached an international processes and international criminal laws that will make him to be extradited to Nigeria. Because I know Nigeria and Finland has an international diplomatic ties, and they also have some engagement. So we look at the legal processes. This, I mean, the international law, where was that crime committed? Was it committed in Finland? Was it committed in Nigeria? We need to find out. Because when you said somebody committed offense in Finland and you're bringing him here to Nigeria to come and try him, is he among the people that are perpetrating the crime in the southeast? He's just there issuing a statement. And some people are obeying. So we should look for who are those people that are in Nigeria here that are perpetrating all this crime. So I think it has an international legal dimensions and interpretations before we can extradite him back to here in Nigeria to try him for an offense he did not commit here in Nigeria, for something he released in Finland. What some people are perpetrating it here in Nigeria.
Okay, from what I could actually ascertain from what you are saying, are you saying Simon Ekpa walking out free from this hook?
No. I said it has a legal interpretations, a legal analysis, and so some of the piece of the international law. So probably when the trial will start, then we begin to look at some of the issues that involves Nigerian right to try him, his involvement in Finland, and some of the issues that were raised against him as an act of terrorism. I'm not saying he's going to go hook free. What I'm saying is that there have to be some international legal analysis and interpretations to find out if he's guilty or not.
Okay. Let's move away from that a bit, and I want to bring your thoughts to these two on Daily Sun, right? And this one reads: Reps reject CCS single tenor power rotation. Apparently, for presidents and governors, it's been in debate if they're going to just have one single term of 6 years and just go, instead of always maybe in the third year or preparing to for the electioneering for the next year, which is going to usher you into the second tenure. But instead of that, let's just call it what it is. Just have your 6 years and leave office. You usher in another candidate or whatnot. So what do you make out of this decision? Is it right? Was it going to be a great deal for governors and presidents to have just a single term and leave office, or the rejection as stated here by the rep members?
Yeah, thank you so much. That bill has come up before when President Goodluck Jonathan was the president. That bill was sent to the National Assembly. It was part of the constitutional review process that the president is sent to the National Assembly as an executive bill, asking them, pushing for 6 years single tenure. And there was a lot of condemnations, a lot of arguments on that process. But I am also of the view that what Nigeria has turned into a democratic process, failures of service delivery in society by the side of the politicians. So I am against that 6 years single tenure. I'm of the view that when you finish the 4 years tenure, and if you do not do well, Nigerians, they will not re-elect the person back. but not in a situation that somebody is given 6 years single tenure. He can perpetrate any crime. He can do what he wants to do, and he put the country into a serious jeopardy, knowing fully well that he's not going to come back to the saddle again. So I am against that 6 years single tenure. I am saying that the 4-year renewable tenure is okay. If after 4 years the person do not do well, then Nigerians will vote that person out and bring in a new person. Because I know this discussion has also been going on, and some lawmakers are buying onto it, while some do not buy onto it. It depends on the angle that the particular bill is coming from. And I know that this bill was brought during the time of President Jonathan, and the bill do not see the light of the day. Thank you.
But apparently, right, one of the reasons why maybe people are clamoring for that 6 single tenure is because whenever someone is ushered into the office, winning elections and whatnot, and when they get into there, it's sacrosanct, always using power of incumbency to come back to the second tenure. What do you make out of that too?
Yes, actually, that's actually why we are advocating for a more credible electoral process, so that elections could be a transparent. INEC could be independent. You heard the comment of the former President General Obasanjo this morning. He was saying that INEC should be reformed. INEC should be independent. If we have a more credible electoral process, Nigerians can decide after 4 years who they want to come back to the saddle, so that we can remove the huge level of executive interferences in the electoral process, and that's the reason why these lawmakers are clamoring for 6 years tenure, so that they can go there and spend all the whole 6 years, do what they want to do, and put the country backward. We actually see what will be facing in the country: economic uncertainty, insecurity, failure of service delivery, and stuff like that. So we are advocating that in the spirit of transparency, in the spirit of popular participation, that the 4 year single, the 4 year renewable tenure is fine. So, and as we continue to canvass for a credible electoral process and the independence of the INEC, we can, in the nearest future, have a credible electoral process where we can vote out a president after 4 years if the person refuses to perform. Thank you.
All right, let's move to this headline on this day. Tinubu to IMF, are reforms now bearing positive results? This is a bit contradictory, if you ask me, especially as a couple of days ago when he went to the G20 summit in Brazil, he came out and said, we have terrorism, our people cannot go to the farm, insecurity is doing this, our children are out of school. So you, a couple of days ago, went to Brazil to tell the world that Nigeria and Africa, everything is not well. And now they are telling IMF that reforms are now bearing positive results. This is on this day paper, and there are a couple of writers here saying, says his government will continue to prioritize welfare of the poor and vulnerable. States in Nigeria tinkering with tax reforms to further stimulate economy, and a couple more headlines there. What are your what is your take on this?
Yeah, this is the same IMF that released a report. They said Naira had been one of the weakest currency across Africa, and then also one of the most painful in that report is that they said that roughly up to 20 million Nigerians are trapped in abject poverty, and we are seeing it here. We are seeing it across the country. We are seeing the type of hardship people are passing. Economic uncertainty, insecurity, and this is almost close to 2 years of this administration. So I don't know the yardstick that the presidency will stand to claim that his reforms are making impact. Government are still borrowing. We've been borrowing money, and our debt profile has been increasing. Our debt servicing has been increasing. There is a high level of unemployment. Inflation rate is going higher almost every day. So I don't know the yardstick that government is using to to put that argument with the IMF that the economic reforms is actually yielding a success. The economy is going down, and the government have not a very come up with a good economic policy to address all this issue. So I think IMF, they are correct. The economic reforms are not making headway. We're not seeing it, the impact in the economy. The fuel subsidy removal savings, what are we using it for? What is happening to our social safety net? How do we fund the budget? But still, up till now, government are still borrowing. Government are still borrowing money to fund the budget, borrowing money to take social safety nets. So it is unfortunate, it is unfair, and I think that the president should look inward. And see how they're going to reform the whole economic indicators and sectors, and also bring Nigeria back to force. It's unfortunate the economic policies is not making headway. It's not making an impact on the life of the people.
Oh, well, let's just hope that we keep hoping and renewing our hope every other day. I tell you, any day you wake up, just take a capsule or two of renewed hope, because that's apparently what it is in Nigeria. So let me move you to New Telegraph, right? And let's get into the quagmire in PDP. We had Bode George the other day calling out Atiku Abubakar. So here reads how Atiku IU made Tinubu president in 2023, attributed to Bode George. And this one says, urges former VP to drop 2027 presidential ambition. Says some members already working for APC's 2027 victory, as Tuku, Nwobodo, Ali, Ghana, others not to keep quiet. Ask Tuku, Nwobodo, Ali, Ghana, others not to keep quiet. What do you make out of this calling out by Bode George, right? And also, everybody, these days, Atiku is the front burner of all the papers. All through last 2 weeks, he's been out there making sure he's calling out this government, making sure he's that strong opposition, because this is how you align yourself, by the way, that strong opposition. So what do you make out of Atiku's ambition again in 2027? Because allegedly or indirectly, that's where his mind's at. For all he's doing at this point in time, calling out President Tinubu's policies not working, he can adopt his and whatnot. And here, Bode George telling him, sir, I think it's time for you to just, move away. And he also said that by 2027, Atiku would be 81 years old, and he shouldn't be thinking or anticipating to come vie for the presidency again in Nigeria. Your take?
Thank you so much. Atiku is playing a role of a credible opposition, and that's actually what he's supposed to do, because the beauty of a democracy is when you have a very credible opposition that holds government to account. So, Bode George telling Atiku to forget his presidential ambition, it is not in place, because you can see people who have tried the seat of power so many times across the world, and at the last trial they got it. Nigeria now is on serious crossroad that we need somebody who has experience, who has been in government. The vice presidency was former vice presidency has been in government. He has been in government for 8 years. He runs the processes. He has even have companies here in Nigeria, and he runs those firms, and also have been engaging in the overall politics across the federation, across the six geopolitical zone. So we're looking for somebody who has an experience, no matter the age, because we're talking about experience. Experience matters. Somebody who can drive that economic policy, somebody who can bring that change. So that the former president Atiku Abubakar has his right. It is right to seek for an election of the office of the presidency as many times as he wants, until probably by the grace of God, until when he gets it. And the way he has been holding the government to account is good, because that is the work of an incredible opposition, so that there will be a check of and balances, so that they will checkmate the excesses of the executives. So it's unfortunate that somebody who is from the same political party with Atiku Abubakar, but they judge, will be coming out to the open to say Atiku he should share his presidential ambition instead of him to support him as a credible opposition, to hold this government to account, and also to prepare the party ahead of the 2027 elections. And what Atiku is doing a work of a credible opposition, holding government to account, raising the issue of economic failures, holding government, making government to stand up to their tax and to their responsibility. So I don't think what Atiku Abubakar is doing is bad, and it is very much unfortunate. Somebody who is a BOT, somebody who is a stakeholder in the party, coming up to tell the former president to share his presidential ambition.
I completely agree with you. He's doing the work of a credible opposition. This is what is expected
Literally,
of
yes.
the opposition at this time.
Literally, yes. But the thing now is that they are saying he's been campaigning. He's been campaigning for presidency since 1993, and he's also going to be 81 years old by 2027. It's not time for you to step aside. Maybe sponsor or get one of somebody who.
Well, who knows? Who knows? 2027 will be a very interesting time. He may step down. He may step aside. He may look at the odds may no longer be in his favor. If he doesn't win 2027, what happens again? He'll be 85 by the next election.
And also the North is calling out that they have to take power by 2027 and making sure that Tinubu is not affecting them rightfully. Yeah.
I mean, 2027 will be a very interesting time. It's almost
yes, it will be an interesting time, and I think he's doing the work of opposition, and probably by that time the party will decide within themselves, because it's the party that decides who they give the party a ticket. They say, that you have become so old, we want you to groom in new person that are going to be in the saddle, or the party will look at his weight of experience and his knowledge in the political system and ask him to come and also delegate people within the party structures who are going to work with him. You actually know how we saw the health status of Mr. President Tinubu now when he was doing his electoral campaign. He was not stable, and the party got not to push him and say that this is our candidate. So it depends on the political parties. The party will look at what the person is bringing to the table. Did the person have enough experience to drive that process? If the person has the clout to handle all the social cultural problems affecting this our big country, and also provide a lasting solution. So it is within the political party to decide who they are going to give the party a ticket to run for that election. It is not for Bode George to decide. It is the entire party issue, and the party will have to decide.
Well, let's see. Like I said, 2027 will be a very interesting time. God keep us alive. Yeah. Thank you very, very much, Comrade Nelson, for joining us this
morning. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.